way you played Tuesday, was that an indication of how comfortable you are with under center, play action boot, all the stuff that you're doing this year? And can you be that nimble and athletic in December and January?
Well, that's what the offense. That's what our offense is, right? We're under center, we're play action, we're running the ball. So that's what it's called to do. That's what I do.
And if you execute those fakes, are you susceptible to a guy like Bud Dupree blasting you even though you don't have the ball?
I guess you could be, but in a lot of that's in the RPO game. When you're doing in the shotgun type stuff. If you just hand the ball off, I don't think they're really allowed to just tee off on you per se. I think they'll kind of get frowned upon, maybe a penalty or something. So I think I'm a little bit protected in that sense.
Why is it important you play in this game?
Because we've got a new system. There's a new coach to player communication. In terms of a new guy, the offense is different. He's up in the box as compared to on the field. So there's a lot of kind of newness, and I think that's I think it's prudent to get as much time as I can in under those circumstances.
And how comfortable are you with Kendrick, both under center and in the shotgun with the snaps?
Very comfortable. He's doing really well. We've started working on silent counts. We've done all kinds of stuff. So we still are both working together every day to try and get as comfortable as we can. But I'm very confident, comfortable in the way that he's progressed.
Ben, do you like to play, need to play, want to play in this game?
Yes, and yes. Yeah, I would. Like I said, I would love to get as many reps as I can. Just it's been how many months since I've actually stepped on a football field to take a hit or play I know it's preseason, but still just meaningful type reps. And so with the newness of it, I definitely like to get as much as I can.
Kind of going off that, how much time do you think you need to feel like you have a successful dry run with Matt Canada and getting comfortable and all the in-game stuff?
It's probably a progressive type answer. I don't know. I guess it depends on how we're doing, how it feels. I really wanted to try and play last week because it was on the road, and that would have been our first opportunity to play on the road in the situation with circumstances like crowd noise and things like that before we go into a very hostile environment week one. But Coach, I couldn't talk him into it. So.
Ben, what do you like best about the quote-unquote new stuff? The things are a little bit different. What's your favorite part of that stuff?
The challenge of newness, right? Spent a lot of time at home going over it, reading it, watching film. And I was telling my wife the other night that I think maybe it's even better that there's some new stuff because it almost refocuses you in a way, if that makes sense. I mean, if this was still the same stuff, I would probably go home and be like, okay, I'll watch the film and be ready to move on. But last night I watched the film and then I went back over everything again to refresh it in my mind. So I just think because it's different, I want to make sure that I'm not the reason that we struggle.
Is it like getting a lot of work this week? I mean, normally there's a day off mixed in there at some point, and you got tons of reps.
Yeah, I asked Coach if I could take them as many reps as I could this week, just because it's been a while, and I wanted to kind of simulate a game week. Obviously, Wednesdays I'll have off typically, but I just wanted to get as many reps as I could this week.
You said going into this.
With, or anything you're still a little unsure of?
Just some of the new concepts, just trying to, I'll have it and then I'll go home and I'll look at it and I'll be like, wait, what is this guy? Because, if you think about it on every play, pass play, for instance, I have to know what 5 guys are doing. It's not just one guy or just what I'm doing. So I have to know who the hot is and what each specific guy is doing. So there'll be times that I know what maybe 3 of them, okay, I got, wait, what's this guy doing again? So I just have to try and refresh in my mind.
You said going into this camp that you felt fresher than a year ago. 20 practices in, are you still feeling that freshness?
Yeah, I feel great. My arm feels really fresh and feels good and feels back to normal.
What has that relationship been like with the coaching staff and yourself as far as how much involvement you have on a day-to-day basis and how your arms come in?
Yeah, I mean, about every day we come in and Coach Sully and I talk about how many plays you want to get or if it's a new play that I'd like to get it. If it's a play that we've repped 4 or 5 times in the week, it's not necessary to let other guys get it. So obviously when we get to the regular season, I'll take almost all the reps. So now it's about, I don't want to take reps away from other guys too because they still have to play in this game.
What are your impressions of Dwayne so far?
Haskins? I think just like it was before, he's impressive. He's fun to watch. I still wish I could throw like him.
Excited to get out there? Excited for Saturday?
Absolutely. Yeah, very excited. Nervous, excited, a little bit of everything.
Good chance to learn about your offensive line. It looks like they're mostly going to be healthy for this game.
Yeah, I'm excited for them. I think there's a lot of continuity that they need to develop together. It's not so much how do I feel about them. to be successful, they need to feel comfortable with each other. And so it'll be good for them to get on the field together, to work together, and just kind of see how this group's going to proceed forward.
Does it mean something for you to be able to come out into this stadium with fans in it? You didn't have that last year.
Right.
Would it have been tough to walk away after last year not having it?
For sure. This place is special. These fans are special. They're the best fans in all the sports, not just the NFL. And so it would have been really hard to walk away not being able to play in front of them, because almost half my adult life I've been playing football in front of them. So it just they mean the world to me. So I want to give them everything I have.
Ben, we're seeing more of those mid-range 20-yard passes from you, fewer than maybe the slip passes we saw last year. Is that something you can see more? We'll see more of the regular season?
Potentially. I mean, some of that is, when you have some play action, you can't really play action and throw kind of a short one. You got down the field a little bit. So I'd like to think we're going to have a good mixture of things. We're still going to have plenty of plays where the ball's getting out quick, because that's smart. You've got guys that when you get the ball in their hands, amazing things can happen. So get the ball in their hands really quick and let it happen. So I really do believe you'll see a good mixture of things this year.
Cam Hayward said a couple weeks ago that he felt like there was a greater sense of urgency that he felt from the team, from you in this training camp as compared to years past. Did you feel that working through camp this year?
Camp was still kind of different, obviously, than what we're used to. A little different than last year, but still different. So I think everyone, every year that you play in this league, your urgency kind of has to go up. And so, for a guy that's played for a long time, every year seems like there's some urgency to it. And someone like Cam, I'm sure he's feeling the same way, that he's been doing this for a while. And I'll never forget it was my first or second year. Chad Scott got up in front of the team and was like, "Listen, I've been doing this a long time, and there's no guarantees you're ever going to make the playoffs again." And so I think every guy needs to take that approach, that this could be the last chance you have.
Having your kids out at practice yesterday, what's that like to be able to throw with them on the sideline?
It was so much fun. They've come to St. Vincent before, but to have them here was really neat. And then Coach Canada let them call plays in the last period, so they were in my headset talking. And the first time they talked, all the other quarterbacks looked over like, "Who is that calling the plays?" So luckily, when they went in to call plays, Coach called them again, because I don't think they can understand my kids like I can.
Did you tell your kids what to call?
Well, that was the funny thing, is when we got home, they were both excited, and they told my wife that they got to call plays, and she asked, "Did you call passes or runs?" And they said, "I don't know." So I told Matt, I said, they call pretty good plays, don't they, Matt? So it was fun. They were just calling wristband numbers, so it was easy.
Should have had
Guys,
your daughter
two
do it.
more.
She was the one using the
She would have been a lot better. I know. I should give her a chance.